The Blackberry PlayBook. How much is it now? The Wi-Fi version, about £129. I bet it's not even that. I bet you could pick it up for about £60 to £120. And guess how much they're selling the 3G version, which came out a week ago or 2 weeks ago, £420. Nobody's gonna pay that. It's basically the Blackberry PlayBook with 3G. That's it. Now, why would you pay an extra £300 just so you could get 3G? You could get a Nexus 7 for £200 less. Actually, £300 less. Wow. The stupid RIM. They're absolutely stupid. They don't know when to quit. Like, BlackBerry 10 might be a big selling thing, but I don't think it's going to compete with the likes of iOS and Android and even Windows. I don't think it's going to compete with Windows. With the amount of BlackBerry devices that are going out of date now, and they're just going, I'll just get an iPhone or an Android device. Like, I've seen many people who love their BlackBerry, and then they've just gone, shit, I'll get an Android device, and they've never looked back, because they've had many apps. They've been available to many apps, like Windows 8 got 126,000. I don't know how many iOS and Android have, because they've got so many variations of different apps, and it's very hard to keep count. I just don't know what RIM are playing at. I think Apple are going in the same tread. Like, there's this thing called Innovative's Dilemma, and you could probably guess from the name, it's people who innovate the market that much that they don't know what to do with the rest of the company. Like Scott Forstall, he was amazing in creating iOS and OS X, and he was great in doing that. But now iOS is stale, and I know he's just been fired, and we should get a different change in look for with Johnny Ive. I've gone back on Apple again. I'm not an Apple fanboy. Bloody hell. Right, I'll look at my phone again because I want a different subject. Sorry, I'm not really talking much. That's another thing to talk about. Kickstarter. I talked about this in one of my other blogs, but I deleted it. I've just got a text. I deleted it by accident. It was only like a 2-minute blog, and it was on about Kickstarter coming out in the UK. Companies in America, like people who developed Brutal Legend, Double Fine. They got funded for a project by Kickstarter. Like, people of the community just give them, like, say 10,000 people give them $10. Well, that's that's $1 million. That's $1 million right there. Wait, no, it's not. There's 100,000. Didn't wait. Never mind. Right, 10,000 people give $10. That's $100,000 there. Easily. Now, surely not many people are actually going to give that much to the company. Like, I don't mean like 10,000 people, because I don't think 10,000 people have what it takes to give $10 each. But that's just an example. Kickstarter is a way of funding products to help them get their product out, and some developers or some production companies actually give you something back. Like, say if you donate more than £100, you get a free T-shirt or a free DVD when it's been released, or something like that. Freddie Wong did it. If you donate over over 9,000 pennies, or yeah, if you donate over 9,000 cents, which is £90, or $9,000. I think that makes more sense. He was gonna make a video dedicated to the over 9,000 meme. And that was for VGHS, which is Video Game High School. I recommend watching it. It's a high school made for video game players. Like the main game is it's basically like Call of Duty, but I can't remember it. There's this guy. He comes home from school. He's playing multiplayer on a game, and the toughest guy on the game, bloody hell, the toughest guy on the game comes in and starts beating every other player, and yet he's just stood there, and he's away from keyboard. So he's away from keyboard at the minute, and then when he goes up to shoot him, the tough guy goes up to shoot him, he ends up attacking him like just out of nowhere, and he gets recognised by a Video Game High School, so he gets an invitation to Video Game High School to join them, because he made a complete fool out of the toughest guy in the school. And then it goes for all of them. He starts falling for Jenna May, which I don't know, Jenna May, and he starts falling for her. Then things get rowdy, and it's amazing. If you like video games, I recommend watching it. And another thing you should watch is Sync from Corridor Digital. I downloaded the first 12 episodes the other day, and I've seen them before, but I always watch them again. What's the other things I want to talk about? Right, I'll just look at my phone again. Seems easier than just talking crap, which I always do anyway. Galaxy camera. It's going to be a 15 megapixel. Either it's a 15 megapixel or an 18 megapixel camera that's running the Android operating system. It's basically, you've got no phone, you've got no text, you've got internet, so you can go immediately on Facebook and share the pictures. You've got specialised Facebook sharing widgets that should be ported over to Samsung products. You've got Twitter. Bloody cars. You've got Twitter sharing functionality. And it's basically just, remember the Galaxy player? That was that was basically an iPod Touch, but with Android on it. Well, it's basically that, but you've got a 15 or 18 megapixel camera. I'm not sure if they can hit the right price point, like $100, like $300. I'd say $200 to $400. If they can meet that price point, it's a good buy, because you're basically getting a sweet ass camera and an Android device. Like, sure, it's only like, I think it's a 4-inch screen as well. I'm not sure. If you listen to this all the way through, I love you so much, because I talk about the most shit on this. I know that it's mainly about technology, and then I go on about whatever, but I've started to digress again. So, just a little advertising thing. I was going through the paper, and there was a Mars bar, and it said free on it, and under it said free artificial colours, flavourings and preservatives, and I thought, you've done that on purpose for people to look at Mars bars because they think they're going to get them for free. Like, it's good advertising, that. Like, advertising something that's free, and then when you look at it, it says, oh no, artificial colourings, flavourings and preservatives, or E numbers or whatever. Like, it's good advertising, but it's a little bit cheeky, because now I want a Mars bar. Ooh, Google Voice is sending out texts to random people in your phone book, and there's a lot of lorries going past, so forgive me. Not really much I can say about that. It's just Google Voice. Like, it's all right. I was trying it when I was running Jelly Bean. I was running it, and I had a go at say, like, what's the height of weighing it, and bring it up at like 5.6 feet. And well, it's obviously not that. But it was, for a phone that's 2 years old, I'm still supported by the community. Like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get up. Well, I don't know if it's really worth it updating to 4.2 Jelly Bean. They really need to rename that. They need to rename it Key Lime Pie. The only right, I love Google for bringing out updates, but the other phones haven't even caught up to Jelly Bean yet. They've only just been upgraded to Ice Cream Sandwich. Like, come on. Like, leave it a year, wait for all the people to catch up, and then when they've all done that, bring out a new one, so you're not feeling left out. And I know it's that part of, well, if you've not got the new one, buy the new one, or if you've not got the new one, just keep it, and, well, with an Android device, keep the old device and root it. Or if it's not new anymore, make it new by rooting it. Put the latest operating system on it by CyanogenMod, or any people that do routing, like AOKP, or just community ROMs, and you've got the latest operating system. It might not be say if you're on a Samsung device, you're not going to get TouchWiz on it. Say if you're running a Motorola, you're not going to be running Motoblur. If you're running HTC, you're not going to be running HTC Sense. If you've got a Sony phone, it's not going to be whatever Sony's TouchWiz, Motoblur, Sense UI is. I don't know, I like it. If you've got a smaller device, on a Sony Ericsson device, they give you hotkeys. Like, say, you can set things like phone in the top left corner and then messages in the top right, instead of having like the little taskbar at the bottom, the little dock at the bottom. You can hotkey it to 4 corners, which is pretty good. What else? The iPad Mini. Yeah, sold 2.6 million, and it actually sold in New York. It sold 1 million. It sold 1 million iPad Minis, considering that Hurricane Sandy is out there. Right, people. Right. Even though Hurricane Sandy's on, I'm gonna get an iPad Mini because I am a dedicated fanboy. I don't think it sold 1 million, but it sold enough to justify a fanboyism in that area. Yeah, and it sold 2.6 million over the world, which exceeds everybody's expectations of them only selling 1 million to 1.2 million. Or was it 1. I don't know. It was either, like, the expectations of the iPad Mini would be selling 1 million to 1.5 million, and yet it sold 2.6. Lots of things that I've talked about will be in the later vlogs. Actually, no, they're not. They're not in the later ones. I'm gonna end this blog here. I'm gonna cut out the bits where I talk about my life. So, thanks for listening, guys, and I'll see you next podcast.